Hello everybody, welcome to the November Q&A. We are here to answer your questions if you're on the $20 and up tier. And if you'd like to ask a question, you want to find out more information, go to patreon.com/EZALlies. Let's get right into it. Our first question comes in from Alexander Zirnov. Hello allies. Firstly, short update on EZA Allies movie. Your marketing ideas were helpful, and the movie made good money, but not enough to greenlight a sequel.
That's fine. That's fine. Hey, that's better than most.
Seems
I'll
about
take
right.
it. Yeah, I'll take
Seems
it.
about right.
Now to my question.
Better than Ridley Scott.
Let's leave the casino, you know?
Earlier this month, I played Resident Evil Village and found it decent at best and boring at worst. So I received multiple The Game Awards nominations. I got very surprised and started thinking about why I didn't like the game. In the end, I found two reasons. Firstly, I saw numerous abandoned houses in real life that looked exactly like Village's building, so Central Hub looked too normal for it to feel creepy to me. But more importantly, my curiosity in game development allowed me to understand design decisions and predict what will happen next. For example, once I lost my inventory in the dollhouse, I immediately understood that it's a pure puzzle section and nothing will harm me. Later, once I unlocked enough doors to form a loop that wasn't necessary as a shortcut, I realized that it's a solution for an upcoming chase sequence. And waiting for things to happen in a slow-paced game never feels good. Had you ever not liked a game simply because you knew too much?
Every game.
It was super satisfying to tell Barlog that, like, I didn't buy that, you know, something was happening in God of War because there was a prompt that I'm like, wait, I need that thing to get through there, so I can't let go of that thing yet. So, okay, I'm not nervous about that. He was like, I almost got you. But it's like, it happens,
Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I feel like I've already played it multiple times, and I've never played it before.
Yeah. I love when you sign up. It's like, here, look at this person. They must be your friend, right? I'm like, I guess so. You can name them one of these four things. They're your friend. I'm like,
Yeah.
That's one way to do it.
That part in Village was not scary to me either. Because,
The house?
Yeah, because I was like, oh, this is like not scripted, but basically scripted.
Yeah.
I
When it
liked it,
swallows
but
you, though, it's so
you can get eaten
disturbing.
by the
I get
baby.
swallowed, I'm good.
Gotta get swallowed.
The best.
It's awesome.
Gotta get grabbed.
I love the house.
Well, that's the thing is if
I
you
liked
get,
it. It
if you
just
get
wasn't
grabbed in a
scary.
horror game and go back to a checkpoint that was like 60 seconds earlier, no big deal, right?
big deal.
But there's also the psychological trauma of getting, you know,
Yeah. Swallowed.
hearing maybe say a baby crying for 5 minutes straight, or you know, like, every day it's be surprising how that stuff can kind of scratch at your brain. It's like the baby squeal in PT is so fake, but you listen to it long enough,
Yeah.
and just, it starts to get into your skin.
Totally.
Gah.
Knew too much about. I don't have an answer for this. I'm sorry.
I can't think of
I don't have an
anything.
answer.
Yeah, maybe back in the day, but like I don't do that. I can tell you something similar, but it's not a game-related thing.
Do it.
So I told you on Mike and Mike this week, Huber.
Yeah.
I'm purposely not watching Squid Game until sometime next year, till like the hype is way dead, so I can like forget all expectations going into it. Because if I go into it right now, everyone's like, "It's the greatest show ever. You have to love it." I'm like, I don't
Who's
want to.
saying it's the
I think
greatest
the
show
hype is already
ever?
gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of
The
gone.
hype is gone.
I'm waiting till like January.
Yeah.
I can
The
tell you
clouds
some
part.
stuff that'll make you want to watch it.
Oh, great.
Like, it was alright.
Ooh.
It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's an enjoyable
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
No more,
it's
no
not
less.
like fucking
Put that on the
amazing.
back of the box. Increase sales by
He sees a
10%.
bad review online. No, I'm at the edge of my seat.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for this. I'm really
Okay.
sorry.
You
Next
accept
question.
The reality with which you are
Comes in
presented.
from Mike Hook. Hey everyone, I love mini games. They're some of the best things in gaming, from Mario Party to Yakuza and Shenmue. They're the sole reason why people play these games.
GTA.
Prove me wrong. Well, you cannot. The name is perfect too. Minigame. Just hearing it brings me joy. Has there ever been a more perfect pairing of words? Minigame. Oh, minigame. You're the greatest thing I know.
Love minigames.
Oh, minigame, the greatest thing I know. So, what are some of your favorite minigames, and what are some of your least favorite? A couple come to mind. I love Pocket Razors and Yakuza. That is
Love
a
it.
good game.
Love it. Love
And I hate
Pocket
the damn
Razors.
Lightning Tree 1 in Final Fantasy X. Thank you all,
Yeah,
and may the
one?
spirit
The
of minigames
Oh,
make
yeah.
your gaming sessions a great one.
You can choose that.
Shout out to Bowser's Big Blast. It's one of the greatest of all time.
I think Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2 to this day have some of the best minigames I've ever played. in
Oh,
video games.
dude, I liked the card game in Bravely Default too.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot what it was called,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
but I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
like it.
There's some Destruction Derby stuff in San Andreas, and I'm like, I don't know if I did this before. I don't know if I forced
Oh, Condor, dude.
Condor, dude.
Fort Condor.
Condor is a
The goat.
Oh, I know. I still got
Fort Condor, dude.
I just wish there was more of it.
Yeah,
He said he would lose.
I think that's kind of
Hopefully,
That was this year, right?
nominated for Goaty for
What was it,
Condor.
I play it.
Octorok Home
I
Run
like it a lot,
Derby
but-
in A Link Between Worlds.
Oh yeah,
Remember
Forgot
that?
about that.
Lost Judgment installed on my PlayStation 5
Oh
right now.
shit, let's go, baby.
Blood messaged me there was a sale on, and I checked, and like the ultimate edition, $53. And I was like, it down from 80. I'm like, let's go.
Jones Rock lost.
I was
Give me all the costumes.
Fishing mini games, I guess.
Yeah,
Like
I really don't like Blitzball. I know some people. Love it.
I love
very
it.
divisive.
Yeah, I know some.
Love or hate it. I'm not too keen on it.
I'm a
man.
fan of it.
Yeah.
Chocobo Racing.
Absolutely love
Yeah, Jones.
the boxing one in Shenmue.
Dude,
It's
Chocobo
the
Racing
culmination.
14 is so fun.
The quick time boxing, it is insanely
Time of 5-7 remake, the freaking box breaking thing. With clouds.
box mini game? Yeah,
Bring
that's
the
fun.
base-
Simple but satisfying.
Bring the baseball bat sword,
bat,
and then
I know I've said this more than once on Easy Allies content, but I will say it again because I just did it again for Fable. And we talked about the Fable series on Frame Trap. I replayed the first Fable, and every time I play Fable, it is such a rite of passage. I get to the first town, I go in, and they have a memory game where all you have to do is be like, yep, Jack 9922. It's just numbers, and as long as you're actually paying attention, it's not hard. And I just bet it all, and I play that for an hour, 2 hours, and then I buy every house in the entire game.
that's
And then I never have an issue with money for
Oh
anything.
my
And
god.
Last one. Triple
I don't know if I'll
triad.
ever play Fable again. That might have been the last time.
Triple triad.
Home Run Derby,
yeah.
Yakuza.
Also, simple but ridiculously addicting is just like the Mario Odyssey jump rope.
Good one.
Final Fantasy 9 jump rope.
Oh fuck that shit! I'm so bad at it.
Brutal.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was actually really rough to go back to.
I'm so bad at it.
did well on Minigame Champions with it. I was happy.
Yeah, you did.
The GTA series in general, minigame champions. If you're looking for stuff, there's a lot of
They
wacky
mentioned Pokemon
things in there.
Stadium, and like, crap, yeah, now that I've got the N64 thing, that'll be really good to bring back.
Pokemon Stadium minigames are so fun. Oh my god.
Kravic, thank you.
I like the Monkey Ball mini games too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Those were fun. I never played those
we could
before.
have kept going on that
yeah.
stream.
Those don't even feel like mini games. They just feel like games. Like,
Yeah,
it's
those
like the
are
whole
pretty-
point of the game.
Those are pretty dense.
Yeah.
But they're not like that much less elaborate than the game itself. You know, like
Right.
all
I
during
don't know.
the
Monkey
game
Ball
is just,
gets pretty elaborate.
Yeah, Monkey Ball is nuts.
just,
Yeah.
just conceptually, I
yeah,
guess.
sure,
you know,
sure,
like,
yeah.
get over there.
Next
The game.
series of questions/statements comes in from James Davey. Hi, allies. Before this month's question, here are a quartet of non-question preliminary morsels. I think this is bending the rules a little bit.
Gosh.
Shadow of War's main theme is such an unheralded gem. I don't remember.
Shadow of War?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, it's been a while.
Sound like
I can't.
It's been a long time.
Literally
remember it.
cannot.
What?
I cannot remember any music from that game.
I might be in your court.
I'll take your word for it.
Forza Horizons 5 Eliminator should be renamed to Royale with Chase. I actually think that's pretty funny.
I think you tweeted that. I saw that somewhere. That might have been a comment.
I need to play that game in an IMAX. I was not anticipating the size and scale of the audio-visual vibes of Forza Horizon
It's
5.
the prettiest
Holy
game of the year.
frick.
It's out of control. Yeah.
It's big, it's
Last
loud.
night.
You got to
It
do
was
some of those
amazing.
storm events in Cockpit View, dude.
Yeah, it's
Dude.
I haven't done wet season yet.
I messaged Blood in Slack,
Yeah.
half jokingly, and I was like, Blood, free up my schedule so I can play more Forza.
Mike Hook,
Is there an easy way to play
thank
with
you.
friends in Forza?
69 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like,
oh yeah, you just go into a convoy.
Yeah,
That's it.
okay.
It's just
I
you
need
straight
it.
squad
And
out.
actually,
I need to
I
find
need
that.
people to play arcade with, so hook
Well,
up.
just
wanna play.
go into Slack and be like, hey, you want to play Forza?
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
It was late last night.
I'm down, dude. I love that game.
Dude, I was up late last night. All right. To those who think Riders Republic is too tame, go try Freakstyle or Downhill Domination on PS2.
Nice.
I wonder how many IQ points were lost during the development of Far Cry 6. That's just
Rude.
rude.
Game's good.
I remember Freakstyle. I
BM.
remember the other one.
Game is good.
I did equate the following question to everybody who has ever eaten a ham and pineapple pizza. What are your favorite songs from a GTA game? I mean, are we talking licensed songs?
Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah, I was gonna
is
say.
pinnacle.
That's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
How do
I
you
really
Vice City,
actually
baby.
dug the GTA 5 like original soundtrack a lot.
I don't listen to rap a lot, and it's like exclusively all I've been listening to through my like 90% of my San Andreas playthrough. So just
Yeah.
loving that.
Hell yeah.
Loving it.
Forza says my name correctly.
Nice.
It still freaks me out when it goes, hey, Ben.
Raining Blood was pretty sick. I think that was in Vice City, right?
Yeah, Raining Blood is in Vice City.
Yeah, that was cool.
My favorite is Goodbye Horses, which is the song from Jonathan Demme's fake band that's in Silence of the Lambs.
Whoa.
It's in GTA 4 or 5.
Wow.
That song fucking rocks,
Nice.
and it's in GTA.
Welcome to the Jungle is still in there, which is nice.
Yeah.
Great trip.
Man, there's a lot of tracks I love in GTA. I don't know if I have like a favorite though.
But I haven't even touched Vice City yet.
Flock of Seagulls. So
Can't wait.
they used it in the Vice City
Commercial.
trailers, and those trailers,
The best.
they were so fucking hype every time.
Every
they
single
came
time.
out.
Every time I watched SmackDown and Raw, those freaking Vice City commercials non-stop, like every commercial break.
But it was exciting every time.
Every time.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 100%. They were so sick.
Early December, I'd say, if you're trying to get something
Yeah,
here
a
before
lot of us
we
be
all
out
leave.
halfway through the month for sure.
Yeah, like mid-December, we all kind of bounce.
All right, our next question comes in from Sage Mode Q. Greetings, allies, and happy Thanksgiving. Last November, I asked you guys specifically what games you were looking forward to playing with the holiday break coming up. So I thought I'd bring that question back since I know it's this
Do they
year.
have the answers? I'm curious to
especially
know what I said.
The amount of games that you all need to play is crazy with Goaty being so up in the air. So yeah, any games you guys, Goaty backlogs that you're really itchy to play over the break?
All of them.
Yeah, I got quite a few.
I'm so behind on Goaties.
I mean, this Halo campaign is the main thing.
Halo,
Oh,
It Takes
I totally
Two,
forgot that's
Psychonauts
coming.
2, SMT5.
Yeah, all of them.
Like,
I think the biggest one for me is Returnal.
Returnal's the big one for me.
I'm most excited to go back to
You
Returnal.
mentioned
bounced
Dread,
off
and I
Returnal
just
like 8 times.
just
I need
downloaded
to
Lost
try it
Judgment.
more.
Guardians of the Galaxy I still want to get to.
Damn it, yeah.
I was about to start it, but then like I got a review and I was like, all right, I'll hold for a second.
Honestly, SMT5 is probably gonna take up all my time.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I got a couple of good plane
Probably
rides
not
for
short.
that.
See you in 70 hours, bros.
And I'll be, like Isla said, I'll be out. So like I gotta try to get my PlayStation stuff in before I go.
Right.
And then
Yeah, I haven't
I'm gonna
decided.
bring the Xbox with me because I think that's a little more doable for a backpack.
But it's nice because I'm gonna be in Florida, for the specifically Christmas. It's nice to save Dread for like the flight. You know,
Nice.
it's like I
Yeah.
get like once like the plane's like in the air, we
I
leveled
don't
out.
know, Jones.
I-
like you
I
might want the
disagree
Pro
with that.
controller
Yeah.
for that. But trying to do that with
Look at that.
Joy-Cons is a
Shut
bit
down.
of a...
Yeah.
I played that
I played
whole
a couple-
game with Joy-Con.
I played 80% of the game.
OLED.
I played
OLED,
80%
baby.
of the game on a
Handheld.
plane, and it was
Yep.
fine.
If I play my Switch handheld, it makes a weird like gnawing noise. Yeah,
Why?
What's the
I don't know,
I
dude.
haven't touched the DLC. Damn.
It's not
I
normal.
just got tired.
No, it's
Isn't
bad.
this
It's
tough?
like
It's like
doesn't work.
DLC is good.
You
Yeah,
are
it comes
playing
tomorrow.
docked mode.
My Switch is
updates
botched.
That's why he
That's
raised
so funny.
Oh, chat, I told Ben about this the other day. I didn't know how this DLC thing was going to work with the second player, just so you understand, because it's like, I on the primary account, whatever, and then my wife just had a user profile on the Switch, and so I wasn't sure how that was going to work with, like, the Switch Online expansion pack deal.
Not well.
Well, basically, so if you have, like, a family account that the person's under, it'll include them with that. If not, they just play the game as if like that content doesn't exist.
Yeah, my
So
wife
I
hasn't
ended
been
up-
able to play.
Yeah,
the
I had to buy
expansion.
the $25.
It's
Can they
nice.
still get the items? or
Fucking
no?
charge enough for it.
No.
I suppose you could give them to them, but
Oh yeah, probably if I
Yeah,
brought.
yeah.
Yeah, I could message them stuff.
Welcome to modern gaming, where you're nickel and dimed at every opportunity.
Yeah.
Our next question comes in from RF Switch. Greetings, allies. What are some foods you absolutely love to have at Thanksgiving or during the holidays? We just talked about this on Frame Trap. Asking because I'm still not sure what to make.
DRD 714.
Mashed potatoes and gravy all day. every
All day. Mashed potatoes and gravy.
vegan
All day, man.
vegan mashed potatoes. My aunts make me special. Like there's always a special plate of stuffing and potatoes just for me, and it's really nice.
All day.
Like mac and cheese is good, but like if you wake me up with mac and cheese, I'm down.
Wait.
Dude, mac and cheese is never a bad time for mac and cheese. Mac and cheese for dessert, that's fine.
I mean, good stuffing is just definitely one of those things that you just never think about having any other time of the year, and then it's just so amazing at
Pretty
Thanksgiving.
true.
Apple pie, yeah.
Nice, congrats, sir.
I mean,
I-
you can't beat turkey and
I
stuff.
was just at the store today, and there were just stacks of pies.
Oh, funny.
There's like stack of pies here, stack of pies here, stack of pies over there. It's just, it's hilarious.
Not food, but apple cider. I always
Ooh,
have.
yeah.
Apple
hell
cider, yeah.
We couldn't even get.
I view
like,
apple cider a
some of our
little bit
other
more as
pastries 'cause they
Christmas,
were
but
just
man,
not-
it's good whenever.
Is anyone,
Busted out both, baby.
Yeah.
is anyone an eggnog person?
No.
Oh, I love eggnog. Yeah.
Alcoholic
My
eggnog.
friends
I
like
don't
just
think
like
I've ever
eggnog
had
season is like
say you're
stocks. I'm like, oh
alcoholic
my
eggnog.
I was opening the fridge like there's a bunch of eggnog. Oh, okay, it's all.
I like
felt
eggnog.
bad.
I've
I was
never had
drinking
alcohol.
eggnog. Like I knew there was alcohol in it, but I was like, yeah, cheers, everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever had
Badass
eggnog.
eggnog. I like that.
I've never had it at all.
But yeah, I definitely, I'm more of, I like to keep my holidays a little segmented, so I'll wait for the after Thanksgiving to get the eggnog.
Current poll, do you like eggnog?
I think it was like the day after Halloween, we went into a store and they had Christmas stuff up.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I had stuff before
Before Halloween.
Yeah.
I saw stuff like 3 days before Halloween. The Target was like full Christmas, and I was like,
Yeah, it was a Target.
They're
I think
clearing
it
out
was a
Halloween
Target.
stuff.
Target?
That November 1st sales, I can't miss it.
Nasty, dude.
I noticed your November 1st was down this year. Sorry. I want that in on October 28th.
Our next question comes in from Richard G. Flowers. Howdy, people. I am not at all renowned, not at all real game developer. I am making the greatest RPG of all time. It will attain lots of video game specials from Fextra Life, which I will dump into reaching level 120 Internet Charisma. I'm extending an invitation to you all to be a boss in my game. It's called Dank Spirits. The job description is simply, I live to be as frustratingly fair as possible. Naturally, you achieve this by one-shotting anyone who plays my game. What kind of boss are you? Sans jokes, describe yourself as a Souls boss. You have two ways of interpreting this question. You can either imagine what you would like to be as a boss, or you can reflect on your real traits and use those as a template for what you'd inevitably be like as a Souls boss. Either way, you get bonus points for describing your devastating one-shot move. Anyone who attempts to present Dawn as a boss will earn bonus Yule Scum.
I'm definitely gonna be one of those RPG bosses that just keeps draining your health and refilling themselves.
yeah.
So you're constantly having to keep the damage up.
You're
I wanna
like
be,
that sludge monster.
I want to be
Soul-
Pinwheel
Soul.
from the Pinwheel equivalent from Dark
Nice.
Souls, one where you could kill me in like 2 seconds.
I want some Shenmue vibes, so I want to be a boss where, like, the player has to get killed by me.
You want to be?
But then it's like a trial, you know? It's like surrender
okay.
yourself, like Obi-Wan style.
Oh.
And then I like strike you down, and then it's
You
like
kill the player spot.
Yeah. I want some Obi-Wan
But I
vibes.
think there's a good sense that like you have that, you know, the non-optional death at the beginning,
Yeah.
then you spend a whole rest of the game working your way back up.
So my boss, in order to fight the boss, you first have to pay $1, and then every time you die, the amount that you have to pay to retry doubles.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You're in Let It Die then.
High
No,
stakes.
I'm in Dark Souls, and it's like you have to enter your credit card information.
Nice.
In the interface, you type in your thing. Who's the girl in 3 that protects the guy with the big jug that turns him?
That boss is so good.
Yeah. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But I'd be like a
I
combo.
don't remember names, but I remember
Yeah,
that fight.
there's less than that. I'd be a
That's a sick
combo of
one.
her and Maria for sure. Like a Maria that goes invisible.
Oh,
my
you're talking
one
about
shot.
the Painted World boss?
Freed, yeah.
Yeah.
Sister Frida, yeah.
That was such a 10.
That was. You remember you
but,
told
like,
me
she
you were
disappears in, like,
you were like, watch
backsteps.
this. You were
That boss is hard.
So cool.
Yeah, it's a cool fight.
Her with more blood and dressed like Maria.
blood.
And the one shot kill would be like I would just slowly appear behind you, already stabbing you, but like real slow and like right next to you, like so I could watch you die.
Oh man.
That would be tight.
Yeah.
Watch the light leave their eyes.
Watch the light leave their eyes. Dude. Drink their souls like as they emerge.
Oh
from
man,
the
being a
body.
boss that down levels a character is always super.
Oh my
That's a
can be
good
fun.
one.
Demon Souls, baby.
Yeah, down levels, dude. It's so sucked.
Just to reach me as a boss, you have to go through like a platforming hell segment.
Yeah.
If you fail it all, you go all the way back.
And whenever you're dying, you're like, oh.
There you go. And then
I
when-
picture you like hovering above the castle in like your shadowy form, like moving the platforms as people
perfect.
are jumping on them.
Exactly,
You're like, oh.
I gets it. And then when you get up there, it's you hit me once in the wrong spot. No like glowing weak points. It's like it's left.
die.
You just get you have to find the one perfect spot to hit.
Like Gwen or whatever, you just disappear.
You have lots of different glowing spots, but they're all different colors. So you just have to know.
Exactly.
Like, oh, it was the yellow one.
I'm just all glowing.
Do you remember like the demons and ghosts that like come to get like bad people?
Yeah,
They're like, "Ah!" Like the shadows that come out. So those are trying to get me. Like all my riches and like my armor and everything. I stole all of it, and they're like, "Ah!" Like trying to get me back. So you have to kill me, and they don't want to kill you, but like they're in the way. So like if they are trying to grab me or something, and you like get too close to them, they might try to grab you or just like.
Uneasy
Nasty,
alliance.
you know, maybe like lower your defense or something if you get near them.
I want for Damiani's, I want the platforms to be different colors, and whichever one you most recently died on is your weak point color. It never tells you that, you just have to keep track. So like if you miss on green, that's the weak point.
It's everyone's worst.
That sounds like a
least favorite boss in the game, and you're like so proud of it.
Yeah.
You know, so you see all the lists, and they're just like,
Well, it's not.
like, yep.
I just remembered like kind of the most recent example of a health cycle, because in Krish Tales there was a boss, well I won't go into specific mechanic, but essentially if you did things right at the beginning you could get through the boss really quickly. If not, yeah, you would just get kind of stuck in this like loop of healing.
Reminds me of Paper Mario.
So you really have to like be on your game really early in the fight.
Reminds me how you can snipe the end and just skip the fight changes in 3.
Our next question comes in from Ulf himself. What were your favorite outdoor games as a kid? I like this question. I personally seem to remember playing a lot of Kick the Can.
Yeah.
Frisbee.
Love
Frisbee's
kicks can.
Frisbee's
Catch.
man.
I played
Robbers.
I played a disgusting amount of basketball. Basketball was big.
Ultimate
growing up.
Frisbee is awesome.
Street hockey.
Street hockey.
Street hockey.
Oh man, street hockey was so much fun as a kid,
Roller
dude.
hockey.
Yeah,
We would
that's a good
sketch
answer.
on each other's bikes with rollerblades, that was fun.
Laser tag
Outside?
outside. Laser
Wow.
tag.
Oh,
yeah, I had
Laser
laser
tag
tag
up in like
We did
Joshua
that.
Tree.
Oh
like,
man,
the headset things that like shake your head when you get hit.
Oh,
like,
wow.
yeah, one guy just broke it out of his truck and was like, and a Boy Scout thing. He's like, we're doing laser tag.
every
Like, all right.
summer the most hype thing was water gun fights / water balloon fights. and that shit
Good
was
shit,
awesome.
Yeah.
dude.
The grenade water balloons. Iconic.
My friends and I invented a game called Ultimate Super Nightball. Go to ultimatesupernightball.com to find out more.
Nice.
What?
Good plug. Good plug. Also,
It was in
technically, miniature
Indiecade.
golf is outside.
I got it into Indiecade.
Yeah.
Our next question comes in from Varun Kechwaha. So I just wanted to make sure, but my question last month didn't come from a place of negative emotions. I apologize if the way those questions were worded may have offended anyone, but I didn't word them. They're questions I've seen word for word and thought that having a unified answer to them would be good, but I did put them there, so I'm sorry if I hurt any of you. The Allies introduced me to so many games from varying genres and budgets, games like Ace Combat, 13 Sentinels, Outer Wilds, games that I might have checked out, but your passion pushed me into buying. I have no regrets. AI Somnium Files, I don't know who, but I'm sure I heard of it from one of you. It's my game of the year. No, it wasn't me.
No?
But
I think that was more of a community just
Jason,
Yeah.
they
Getting that-
keep wanting
yeah.
to play it. My friend Jason played it and said he didn't like it. So
I played about half of it and then,
Yeah.
Huber, one day I'll play Evil Within, and it'll be because of you. I'm grateful for those memories and recommendations. So my question this week is, which might be appropriate because it's Thanksgiving in America, what are you grateful for in the world of video games?
Having a job.
yeah. Well, the Outer Wilds DLC is like fucking amazing.
Honestly, I'm grateful that no matter how much there is to complain about, no matter how many things are going bad, like, there's so many things that I'm excited to play every single day.
Yeah.
Like, I am just as passionate about video games at 32 years old as I was when I was 8. Like, I love... The passion has not flickered even a little bit.
The magic's still there.
The
baby.
magic is still there.
I'm glad
Best
that
they've ever
even though I still have much more to do in Mass Effect, I'm like in it. You know, like I'm not. It's not like outside of me. I'm like actually inside of it now.
Oh man,
Feels
easy
good.
update with Ultimate Super Nightball would be really fun.
GCD, thank you.
I think back to the PS3 days when JRPGs were not doing good, like the Japanese game industry was kind of weird. But they came back, baby. They're strong again. Feels good.
SMT5, shout out.
It's back.
Feels good. Literally feels good. I was talking to Sophia this morning as I was playing, and I was like, I'm really surprised that I'm liking this game so much. But then I'm like, I grew up playing these. Like, I don't know why I would be surprised.
Well, I think your comment on, like, it literally feels good is true. Like, navigating the world is such a joy in that
Yeah,
game.
for sure.
Really.
Jumping and stuff feels really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to check that stuff out because it's one of the things that really stood out to me about East 9. It's just like how good it feels to get around that world and get new upgrades and stuff, and it just kind of has like, particularly early on, these kind of Metroidvania kind of aspects to it. Mm-hmm. And then it was just a fun, lighthearted time. But yeah, in terms of other things, kind of more specific to me, but just like getting that RetroTink 5X in and just like having an easy way to actually hook up my Super NES and N64 again, and capture those without like a lot of crazy hassles or cables or delays. And yeah, it's a pretty nice little kit.
Tell me, you say something?
Thankful that someone named Bowser's in charge of Nintendo.
Feels right.
Just to build off what Ben said, just grateful for how many good games there are across every single genre. It's like you can play something excellent in any genre.
True. Right.
You know, and like there was a time when it was like, yo, mobile games, console gaming's dead, or like single player games are dead, and it's like, nah, there's a game for every genre and like every type now, it feels like. That's awesome.
Super grateful for this community though too. Like I feel like we got lucky that everyone's pretty much decent.
Yeah.
And nice.
Pretty angry world out there,
Yeah.
like, especially in the gaming space, and allies are pretty chill.
Yeah.
Nervous about this next question, though. You know it's going to be brutal right after that.
You're pretty
Love
chill.
it.
Well, wait till you get a load of this.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I hope for it.
Oh yeah, you don't like Xbox. Oh god. All right. Our next question comes in from Tars Off Stars. Afternoon, allies. I want this question to be a shout out to anything you would like to get more attention, anything that's underrated or overlooked, be it games, music, comic, films, books, etc. I want to shout out the talented Mr. Ripley with Matt Damon, Jude Law,
Oh, nice.
Seymour Hoffman,
Good score. Good
Hey,
score.
peeper! Hey, peeper!
Going in blind is best, but it starts off with Tom Ripley, Damon, going to Italy to try and convince another man's son to come back home to
Hoffman
the States.
is killer.
Great film and
Killer.
great score too. Last I checked, it should still be on Netflix.
Yeah, that movie's
Nice.
friggin'
Is
fantastic.
Windmills in my mind in the new one too, or just the old one?
I was
That song is lit.
I was in the movie title industry for like a year and a half. There's some weird movies that I did, and the talented Mr. Ripley, like that was a nuclear bomb when that movie came out. 'Cause remember like all the little lines and
Yeah,
all this
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that, like. Everyone would be like, you saw Talented Mr. Ripley, like that's what I'm kind of thinking of. And it's like, yeah, you and 500 other people.
Ah, that movie's so good.
solid film.
I just got around to it this year, but Superliminal is a cool little game.
I
Yeah.
still need to play that.
It's not long.
It
like
seems
it's
very up my
really,
alley.
it's like a really like.
It kind of
9.5
flummoxed
kinda
Amanda.
game, yeah.
I like explained to her what to do, and she was like, I don't understand what you're saying right now.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then like when she understood it, she was still like, wait, what do I do? I'm like, you kind of have to crack your head open a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely like one of those like
Jasper, thank you.
mechanics games where it's like, okay, you try something and then you see what happens and you're like, whoa.
I'll give
Good
a shout
sound.
out to Fist.
Sure.
This game is
You
so
love
sick.
that
It's not a 10 out of 10, but this game is so awesome. And it's really flying under the radar. Like,
I'm gonna check it out next week.
insanely under the radar. Game is awesome.
I just talked about it on Frame Trap, but it is the first thing that comes to mind. I definitely think Fatal Frame Maiden of Blackwater is getting slept on in a way that it shouldn't. It's exactly the type of horror game that I love and want to see more of. Along those lines, shout out to Tormented Souls. Was super fun going through that this year, and would love to see more from that group.
Can you imagine a sequel for that? How
Yeah.
cool that would be?
Man, Souls, dude.
Death's Door. That game's
Oh,
sick.
yeah.
I need to
That
finish it.
game's sick.
Came out on PlayStation today.
Play
It
that.
just did, yep.
Yep.
Nice.
I feel like
I gotta play this
the
store.
Outer Wilds DLC is being slept on, and that game in general.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I think DLC for something like that even, yeah, is very
It's-
tricky.
It's basically Outer Wilds 2. It's like, it expands it in a huge way.
It was a blast watching Isla play Inscription.
Oh, that game is sick.
Yeah. I definitely want to see more of that.
That's nominated for
Yeah.
something at
It got nominated in Sin Strategy, which is a
Great pick.
weird place, although I think the
And-
strategy side of it I start to understand, but
Is that
yeah.
studio first? Did they get that nom as well?
Inscription?
Like first game?
No,
No,
it's not
their
his first game.
Okay.
He made Pony
Oh,
Island.
duh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Still play Future Revolution every day. Love it.
I definitely relied on other
Putting
people.
Avengers to shame. They did like an Eternals event like nobody's business. Did a big Dormammu thing. Like
Dormammu!
went through one. There's one of the things I really like is a thing called Battle Challenges. That's 30 challenges. 25 is the farthest I've been able to get. So if you get more powerful every week, it's like, I made it to 21 this time. And the bad guy that they just had the huge event in, with the Scientist Supreme, just in there. You just fight her and MODOK, like, no big deal. To the Avengers, like, that's the end of their thing in this game. They're like, oh, yeah, hey, fight Magneto, cool.
Yeah,
It's
go
like,
ahead.
oh my god.
Somebody in chat just shouted this out, and I agree with it so hard I have to call it out. But Metro Exodus absolutely got slept
last
on.
year?
Yeah, I just wish it got more attention.
For sure.
Yeah.
For
So this
sure.
could be from any year.
Third one, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, shout
Hell
out
of a game.
talented Mr. Ripley.
Play Metro in Russian or I don't trust you.
No, it's,
You can play it whenever you want, Chad. It's fine.
but yeah, Metro is a game that I've started like 5 times, I think, and still never got very far. I don't know why.
Huber doesn't trust me.
What? You're not Russian. Next question comes in from Taff. Hello, fellow allies. It is me writing in from that lovely place, the little old UK. Since we just had a new James Bond movie come out, I've not seen it yet.
I saw it. I loved it.
Good.
Oh,
really
nice.
good.
I thought I would
It's
ask you
cute.
2 questions regarding our Suave Spy. Can you, as a group, rank the Daniel Craig movies?
Casino Royale.
Very
number 1.
easily.
Yeah.
Casino Royale.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
Skyfall I've seen.
I think Casino Royale is like my
number
favorite
one.
Bond movie ever.
Skyfall 2.
I would say the new one, number 2, then Skyfall.
I think we disagree there, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I
good.
like No Time to Die more.
Those are,
And then
those are the
Spectre, then
top
Quantum?
3.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think
Oh, you think
Is
Quantum
the
is
most,
worse
one of the
than
most
Quantum
whatever
is
movies I've
definitely
ever
the worst.
seen.
Yeah.
Oh, but Spectre. Forgot about it. Well,
I haven't seen Spectre either.
Spectre's pretty bad, but
Spectre
Quantum
is, yeah. And I
Quantum has, like,
rewatched
a
it,
couple
and
of
even on my rewatch Spectre, I was like,
Quantum's like better, but Spectre like has more bigger moments. I think like it's more impactful.
yeah.
Quantum has, some
They both
fun
deserve
moments.
each other though, because Casino Royale just like
Number
the new
1,
one
Casino
yet.
Royale.
Casino Royale, it's like head and shoulders.
Yeah,
good.
so good.
Like the other ones are all like 6s or 7s.
I hope the new Bond doesn't
Casino's
have that.
like a
It's
9.
just the same thing with Brosnan. Goldeneye, and then everything after that was like.
I really like Skyfall. Skyfall holds up in its age.
I think Skyfall is good.
Skyfall's
Watching
so
it.
good.
I think
He's incredible. That whole monologue when he gets in the elevator and just walks all the way over.
I think Quantum coming after Casino is also
Didn't
like
pass.
was a huge.
Well, and it was during the writer's strike, so they're kind of just making it up. Like it doesn't. Skyfall, I feel like I need to rewatch,
Yeah.
but I remember
It's
when I
sick.
first saw it, I saw it a couple of times, and I thought that the pacing got all bugaboo,
pull,
but it
good
kind of
pull
does in
going.
all of them, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite Bond individually, and which of their movies is your favorite?
Daniel Craig, for sure.
I grew up with
Brosnan.
because like Bond was like a me and my father kind of thing. Like he introduced me to it.
Yeah.
So he showed me like the Roger Moore movies, and so when I think of James Bond, that's kind of like where my nostalgia
Yeah.
is.
Moonraker was my favorite as
Yeah.
a kid. Moonraker was the blast.
Goldfinger is kind of like
Goldfinger's
the
the
classic
best.
one that I go to.
Yeah. Goldfinger's number 1.
Yeah.
My,
To me, there are
Goldfinger, GoldenEye, and Casino Royale are my top 3 for sure.
To me,
GoldenEye's
there
my
are 2
favorite
kinds of Bond. You know, there's Daniel Craig Bond, and then all the other Bonds feel
Yeah.
like they're in a different. They're doing
Yeah.
a different thing.
Yeah.
They all
Daniel Craig
kinda
Bonds,
are.
they're like trying to be like semi-realistic. He's playing a character that's
Man, I wanna
nuanced and has
binge
emotions.
Bond movies.
None of the other ones were doing that.
Roger Moore's like comedic, you know, it's a little
Yeah.
lighthearted,
It is. Yeah.
which is a cool take.
Goldeneye
Yeah.
was sick.
But more
Shit.
jolly.
Goldeneye's
I haven't
pretty
seen that
sick.
in
Yeah,
forever.
it-
Oh, Goldeneye's fantastic.
Goldeneye's the number
it
1 of
beats
all
it.
time.
you said Goldfinger was.
Goldfinger? No, not in that order. There's 3. Oh, okay. Yeah. Goldeneye's my number 1.
I like Daniel Craig because he thinks the character's a misogynist, which he's correct. But also he played it from Casino Royale on like an injured dog. Like, he's like sad,
Yeah.
and I liked that about
Punished
him.
Bond.
Also,
Yeah,
he was
Punished.
only in 1 or 2. Shout out to License to Kill with Timothy Dalton.
Dalton.
Yeah.
Fucking off books, like unhinged Bond, dude. Revenge
Is that
mission.
Benicio del Toro when he's as a kid? Like a
think so.
17-year-old Benicio del Toro?
It has that villain
super
from my
skinny,
childhood that was in like everything. Dude, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Good theme song too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree that I think Brosnan was a good Bond. He was just in some bad. Yeah, I think that's a good.
Oh,
take.
even he,
Yep.
that the documentary that came out a couple years ago, you get to see him like laugh at it.
God.
Like there's
Yeah.
literally like one like
Died
really
the day
good
it was so
like
bad.
he laughs like really a long Brosnan laugh at his own work. It's great.
Keep
got
up the
worse
smashing
words.
work. Much love and respect from a cozy living room in Darley Abbey. What a jolly.
That's nice.
Nice.
Daniel Gray, dude. End of an era. Shout out. Solid
out.
bond for a long time.
Good run.
I love the cars. I
Yeah.
love the locations. I love the clothes. I love the gadgets. Like
So cool.
it makes me like sad with jealousy. It's like
Daniel Craig movies
I
finally
want
get
that
gadgets?
dress.
Because that's the thing that bugged me when I...
Yeah, good call.
He was
Quartermaster
putting
too.
gadgets in there. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But then he plugged the thing. Like he would know not to plug a fucking Ethernet cable into that thing. It pisses me off. So stupid. They make a joke about it in the new one that he like doesn't plug it in. He's like, "Where's this been?" But yeah. Oh god, Ana de Armas in the new one is everything.
Sick.
Next question comes in from Stomps. Have you all seen any of the role-playing GTA streams? I got a brief glimpse
Yes.
of it,
Yeah.
and it fascinated me how popular it was and how committed the players are to the RP. Have you ever thought of trying to enter any of the servers for a stream? I'm not sure if they're even around still after the modding communities have been targeted.
Yeah, I wanted to join. I just don't know how to go about
So
it. It like
the
seems
main
intense.
one you have to get whitelisted for.
We have to
Yeah.
let
The
it
no
in,
pixel
yeah.
one you have to
Yeah.
be like let in.
Wow.
Sophia and I watched a stream archive of one for like 4 hours one day, and it was like these 4 dudes who like met up. They were all talking like they were from Jersey, and they were just wandering around and like trying to get something done. And she showed me another one the other day from like, it's like supernatural stuff is allowed, and everyone's playing like murder detectives and stuff. Except for this one guy was like causing murders as like this crazy big head dog monster. But people were so funny because they would be like getting chased and screaming, yelling, and then they would go to the police and bring the police back to the alley where they were chased by that monster, and they were sampling their own screams back to them. And they're like, "You see, you hear that? That's not supposed to be happening. That's very unusual." It was very funny.
Man, it is super huge, and I know people are really into it. It's just something I have no interest in. Like, I don't find it entertaining, and I don't want to be part of it. But like, it's cool that it exists.
I think it'd be fun to do a little bit, but I'd really only do it if I was on a really good server for
It's
it.
like
You have
LARPing.
to
It's
be in
built on a
good-
lot of the things you like.
It's
but
basically
a
LARPing, yeah.
It's a particular form of it that it's like, I don't know if I want to do that
Yeah.
with my Saturday, but it,
Yeah.
man,
What I like about it the most is that everyone feels, of the stuff I've seen, no one's like, I keep expecting someone to like dick around and like not take it seriously, but everyone has been taking it very, like every clip I've seen, everyone's actually playing it for real.
yeah.
And that I respect. I like that. I like it when
Makes
people
me feel
follow
good.
the rules.
Jones, can you take this next one for me while I take a quick research
Yes.
break?
I thought it was specifically built for me.
No.
But it is from Brian from Happy Gaming. Hello, allies. It's time once again for the EZA Dating Game. Dun, 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 dun. It's been a couple months because we've been in between a move, so apologies for the lack of an entry. The last time you debated over which Witcher character you'd all be spending your time with, and at Huber's insistence, Lorveth took your spot.
Yorvith.
Yorvith.
Sorry.
Yorvith.
Sorry.
No idea who that
It's
is.
an I.
Dorvith,
not
show up.
Lorveth. It's an I, not a capital, lowercase l. This month, with all the recent conversations surrounding, because he wasn't in 3. That's why I don't know.
Not in 3.
Still pissed about it.
Not in 3. Cut
With all the-
content. Cut content.
With all the recent conversations surrounding confusing and convoluted multiverses, I thought it would be a good opportunity to have everyone at EZA fighting over who would unlock their heart in one of the best, most convoluted multiverses around,
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. To make this simpler, I'll restrict it to only original characters from the franchise, no Final Fantasy, no Disney.
Oh.
This will take away the risk that Sephiroth gets chosen once more.
I mean, yeah.
Well, Sora is someone who'd work hard to be the light of your life. Maybe you're more interested in Riku, the bad boy. He's even got an evil replica after all. Lots of characters from Aqua to Shion. It's Shion, right?
Shion. Yeah.
Personally, I used to have a huge crush on Kairi in Cage 2, but remember, everyone has to agree, and the characters are adult ages you imagine them to be. Have fun.
Riku would be like a passionate, intense,
He seems too-
sexual like fulfillment. Whereas Sora would be like, I'm gonna marry.
Quote him on
Yeah,
that.
Riku, like bad boy, intense energy,
intense, hot,
and
fulfilling
heavy,
sex.
hot and heavy. Sora is
heavy,
like, I want to
fulfilling.
marry you
Right,
and
right,
live
yeah.
with
Have
you
you
for the
been
rest of my
carrying a
life.
torch for Riku for
Dude,
years?
Riku,
Sexual fulfillment.
Yeah,
Your
Riku's got
word.
energy.
These are
Okay.
your words.
Yeah.
Just sexual
about that.
energy, sexual tension.
Sora seems like he'd be a little. Sora's like a close talker,
stay
right?
away from
Sora seems like he'd be a little
Sora.
intense,
Sora
you know?
seems like a
Yeah,
loser.
no.
Aqua,
It's
Aqua
like
seems pretty
Lee.
hot.
Sora would like remind you when you got
Lee,
your anniversaries and
Axel
stuff.
or Lee,
Yeah, I was gonna say
Axel,
probably.
yeah.
Aqua or Terra.
Axel, no.
Terra.
Yeah.
Which one's
Terra's
Terra?
like. There's not a lot to Terra.
Aqua's
He does look like a
good, right?
child.
Awesome.
I mean, yeah, Aqua is amazing.
Yeah, she's a catch for
But
sure.
like Sora, I want to live the rest of my life with. If I could live with, if Sora was the only other person on the planet, that would be awesome. Like, I would be comfortable being with Sora only for the rest of my entire life.
Wait, did you
just
say
Sora.
that you would date Sora if he was the only person on the planet?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, isn't that
I mean, I'm saying I could live with Sora forever and it'd be good. It'd be a good life.
Let me throw a little
Have a
twist in
filling
there.
life.
Oh my gosh.
Meg from Hercules.
No,
we
they
can't.
said
Can't be
no,
Disney.
no,
Can't be
Disney.
Fuck this.
Can't be Disney, can't be Final Fantasy.
No nominee stands here, huh?
I mean, she's gonna
mean, yeah.
draw me a shitty picture. Like, I don't know what she's gonna do, man.
Draw me a shit.
I don't know.
Draw me like one of your friends'
Or you
girls.
could pick Sora, who would have your back for life.
Have your back, good companion, nurturing,
But,
caring, all the qualities you want in a lifelong partner.
But,
Sora
like,
has.
I actually
don't get
think
sexual
Aqua would.
vibes.
Everything that you said about
Aqua
Sora,
too,
I think,
Aqua
I think
too.
that
Yeah,
applies
Aqua
to
for
Aqua.
sure.
She spent
Aqua
so much
fucks.
time in darkness just for her friends.
Aqua knows how to like please a lover.
Aqua knows techniques.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Y'all don't know anything.
That's what I think about when I was
Sora's
You
a
had to get
child.
sexual vibes, but
If you're dating someone, you gotta have good sex too,
That's part of it.
right?
There we go. Are you okay with Aqua, Huber?
Aqua, yeah, Aqua, Sora, it's all good.
Aqua Sora?
Great life companions for sure.
Probably in
Is that
Kingdom Hearts 4,
Aquasora?
they'll like become one person or some shit.
Yozora.
Manga,
We'll
they
take
Yeah.
that one.
Our next
Aqua.
question comes in from John McCullough. Yeah, okay, that's my best guess at that pronunciation. Hey, Ella, is there a certain video game song for you that elicits a specific memory of a time, place, smell, etc.? For example, hearing the main theme of Metroid Prime Hunters for DS brings me immediately back to a McDonald's near my parents' house before we had broadband internet or Wi-Fi to order a big soda and play online with my cousin for a couple of hours. Being able to talk via the system mic between rounds blew my mind back then. Looking forward to yours.
Jorge Gigante, thank you.
Great question.
The old Sega, but the one that's like
yeah.
a bad audio file.
Yeah, dude.
Like on my Game Gear, you know,
There
like
you
that
go.
was like, oof.
Yeah.
That's like the Game Boy.
Same with
Yeah, the
the
Game Boy Pading is very, yes.
same
yeah.
with the Konami when it comes up out of the rocks and it's like the like before
Wait.
Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
So
Because you made me think of the classic Capcom logo, where it's all the like cubes and it goes, yeah.
oh yeah, that was amazing.
Oh, that's like the PS1 era.
All of
Yeah,
them
yeah,
are
yeah.
so
That
good.
makes me think of Resident Evil.
Like simple and clean from Kingdom Hearts definitely like
Play moment.
makes me think of playing Kingdom Hearts in my friend's basement on my that was cool.
The Link to the Past intro, I like remember sitting on my living room floor with my brother, booting that up for the first time.
The Suikoden theme song takes me back. Final Fantasy X takes me back.
The Halo theme
Oh yeah.
gets me every time.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, great team.
yeah, Chrono Cross is definitely one where like, you
great
hear it,
music.
you see that intro, you see the room you're sitting in.
GameCube
And you're like, what
boot
the
up.
fuck
Yeah,
is this
GameCube
game?
boot up or the Melee's theme song. Just like
Oh, man,
being
yeah,
in college
that's good.
dorm and stuff. Yeah.
Resident Evil save room just
Every-
I don't know, feels right. Oh, Wild Arms, dude. Oh, Laura. Oh yeah, Silent Hill 2. Shit. Music.
I did see the Chrono Cross rumor. I'm not buying into it just yet, but it's an interesting rumor.
I've seen other rumors before, yeah.
Yeah, well, that would be like the
I've seen rumors before. I'm no stranger.
We said, I can tell you exactly what it was. It was just like 2 weeks ago where it came up on some list, and we were like, no.
It was
that was
the-
like the NVIDIA list?
the
or the-
I
NVIDIA list.
think it's
Just
different.
the way that you said that sounded so generally. I've seen rumors before.
Yeah, it's on the NVIDIA list.
You like Chrono Cross?
Going back to music and nostalgia. Metal Gear Solid 1. The
Oh, shit, dude. Yeah, man.
All right, our next question comes in from Shaz. Good afternoon, allies. I totally understand why Tabletop Escapades and Fiasco are no longer scheduled shows, but I would like to say they were my favorite content easily produced. Nice. Your unbridled creativity weaving together entertaining stories was always amazing to see. Would you consider doing one-off episodes here and there if your hectic schedules allowed it? Many thanks, and I hope you all stay safe and healthy.
I would consider it.
I would consider it.
I'd consider
Fiasco
it.
nuts for sure.
Fiasco nuts, yeah.
It'd be fun one to do every now and then. Just whenever we were scheduling, it was like, oh god,
Yeah.
that one extra thing. Like,
It was, yeah, just tough to make happen.
Yeah, I never say never, I think is the prevailing answer.
Never say never.
I think, and I've said this before regarding Tabletop Escapades, is it was really fun to do, and we did it for, if you count Tabletop Adventures as well, we did it for years and years. And I also think it's good for, like, things to end. I think it's good to not do the same thing forever, too, so.
Forever.
Especially when it comes to explicitly creative things.
Kill the past.
Balked Hand, I just found out that the MGS1 Konami intro is like the main Police Nuts theme. Oh, nice.
Oh, weird.
Next question comes in from Michael Agnel. Hello, Easy Allies. If E3 2022 is happening, what do you want to see change from previous years?
Oh my god.
I would like a press day.
That's loaded.
Yeah, press day
something.
for sure.
Should have a press day, a fan day,
Yeah.
A coupon day.
coupon day.
Right.
Yeah, there's got to be such a major reinvention, and I think
Bring the
from some
Sony
of the
press room
conversations
back.
I've had, I think that they're
Oh yeah, dude.
thinking about things to make it better for press, but it's going to be real weird.
I doubt it.
And I don't even know
Demos at home, yeah.
whether 2022 would be even a major thing. It's so weird to think about, like, when E3 would get back to normal, because it just. It feels for an international event. It just doesn't feel like it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, there's a version of Comic-Con happening this coming weekend in San Diego, so
Right.
I mean, they're
Can you
trying
walk
to
around?
But
Yeah.
like a lot of
make a
indies
64 panel there.
aren't going to PAX East, because there's not an indie mega booth anymore.
Can you walk around in VR yet?
That'd be sick.
That needs to be
that
a thing.
would be-
From home,
that kind of thing is great,
pop
yeah.
on the
Devolver did
headset,
it.
you're there.
Devolver did it.
Well, Devolver's got the map. Yeah,
That game was sick.
tap into them.
That game was
I
sick.
think E3 has way too much filler. I think a lot of the conferences have gotten bloated. Like, do we need a Gearbox event?
No.
Do we need it?
Oh my god, Ben.
No,
Definitely don't.
We don't.
Don't remind me about that,
Yeah.
dude. Oh my god. I was uncomfortable.
The interview, dude.
But I
was
just feel like a
uncomfortable.
lot of that was them trying to create a virtual event by just
metaverse.
filling a schedule for 4 days.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Remember when
E3 should not stream.
the only expectation you had from the Gearbox event was seeing new footage of that game they announced, and then they didn't do that?
Yeah. At least a card trick, Randy. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah, demos at home, a press day, a fan day. I think that's a good
Just
start.
make all the booths if it goes back in person. You just gotta have a bunch of stations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want people just hanging out anymore. You just want people to play games.
It would
A
have to
way
be-
cleaner fast pass system too.
Yeah.
Let's not. I
Tried to
watched
kinda
an
do that
hour
with appointments.
50-minute movie.
Was that
I mean,
E3 or was that the Sony event?
Sony does.
Sony does the check-in thing.
Okay, yeah, there needs to be like a universal system.
Well,
for
but that's the
everyone.
thing with if in 2022 there would probably still have to be social distancing. So
Yeah.
they would have to limit the number of people in the hall because it's like a throng of
Jam-packed.
bodies usually.
Yeah.
It's bonkers.
Yeah, it's hard for me to see how they could really make it work as well as it used to for me without having the public be just a strictly separate thing after the fact or something like that, because one of the biggest things I feel is missing from E3, because it's I can get appointments for everybody for everything that's relevant, but I can't just walk into a booth and play a game.
Yeah, you can't just
Exactly.
check out some
That's the
random
problem.
Yeah, it's
Right.
impossible.
That's the
yeah.
problem.
You hear,
Martin.
it used to be you hear
impossible.
something about,
That was actually one of the
Katamari.
cooler parts of E3.
That was my
That was the
Katamari
best part.
experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the best parts.
Yeah.
It's
Everyone's
somebody is you
"Gotta
gotta
play
go to
this
the
game."
Namco
Like
booth, check it
I
out.
Minute content
miss
out of-
Nintendo
yeah.
games every year because it's appointment only.
Yo,
Yeah.
last
Right.
day.
And the line is
last day.
insane.
Just show up at the end, Huber. Last day is
Yeah,
walk up and
last
play.
day is when you gotta
walk
do
up
it.
and play whatever you want.
Yeah.
What
I think I actually tried to do it with Breath of the Wild, but it was too late.
Oh, maybe.
Nintendo did the
Wild was
appointment thing a
different.
little
They
bit
did the
too.
appointment thing
Yeah.
too now.
There should be a gaming ranking system where you get to challenge attendees in Smash.
Oh no.
Depending on how
We'll
well
never
you
play
do.
anything.
I did get to play Infinite, actually. I do remember that.
What?
and I lost. Not Infinite.
Halo, which of the 100
Smash
things-
Brothers
Ultimate.
Ultimate.
Ultimate. Yeah, they did. Nintendo did that thing
seven
too
games
as
on
well.
Ultimate.
They had reservations.
Yo!
Ultimate.
Samurai.
Samurai Armor. Samurai Armor.
What are you
Grind it.
doing?
Grind it.
How long
Fast-
is that going?
That
It's a confusing
It is
conversation.
a confusing conversation. I wish I could just immediately
Yeah.
answer that question, but it's long.
Like, if I play tonight, can I try to get it?
You
Yes.
have 6 weeks to
No, no,
get
no,
it.
no.
There's
No.
like 6 times, but you have to do every week.
No, that's not even completely correct.
Oh my
You're
gosh,
on the
that
right
sounds
path.
horrible.
Does the lunar cycle factor in?
Yeah.
What?
It's a mess.
During the group stream, we can talk about
Yeah.
it.
Fast
we won't be
Pass.
talking
Shout out to
about Pokemon.
Defunctland's hour and 40-minute on the history of Fast Pass
What is
at
it?
Disney.
It's on Disney Plus.
Defunctland YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Holy
great
sh-
channel.
Holy shit! They paid an engineer to make a model of a park to show if Fast Pass, all the versions of Fast Pass, if it actually does what it's supposed to do.
Wow.
Don't spoil it for me. I'm
So
watching
good,
this.
so good. So
That sounds
good.
amazing.
Yes.
Dude, is the new... I wonder if the new Fast Pass is any good. The one from...
Lightning Lane.
The one from... Oh, is that what it's called now?
Genie Plus
Oh,
Lightning
right,
Lane,
Genie
but Lightning
Plus.
Lane's what you
God,
get
it's
access
so
to.
confusing.
Yeah.
The one from Universal Studios is so capitalist, but it's so funny. It's just you pay an extra $200
capitalist.
Yeah,
and you just
it
go
works.
to the front of every like you just go.
Apparently
fast.
Disney, you can
so
buy a
capitalist.
VIP tour and you will get.
Oh yeah,
everything.
but that's like $1,500 a person.
Yeah, it's
Capitalist.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
It's Disneyland.
It's like
Maximum. No, top. Very top.
I signed up for that
Very, very
clear
top.
thing at the airport, you know, which is like TSA for capitalists. It's fucking tight, but I signed up to it because like the lines were crazy long, and I was just like, yo, I gotta get on my plane,
God.
and that's how they get you. But I use it every time now.
Our next question comes in from Hikar W. Hey Allies, it's been a while since I've been in the Q&A tier, but I recently bumped back up because I would like the Allies' advice. I'm planning on making my own video game review over the next few months, and I want to ask what your best practices are during each phase. First up is playing the game itself and taking notes during. Do you guys play through games any differently when reviewing? Do you take notes when it hits you or periodically throughout? And how do you best organize them for use afterwards? Hopefully this is as insightful for everyone else as it is for me, and I'm really excited for this project. Well, shout out to you, Matt Curran, aka Hikar W. Good on you for taking this step.
I think we all do it a little differently.
Yeah, we all probably do it a little differently. I mean, for me, like I'm playing and capturing simultaneously, like from the word go. So like
That's what I do.
I'm making numbers for what each clip is, and then I'm like writing my notes along with each number, so I know what's in every clip.
Bloodworth makes amazing shot logs, which is helpful for we editors.
Yeah, there's a lot of Control F in there.
Yeah.
And so then along with that, then as I have other thoughts, more critical thoughts, and like I'll kind of wedge those along in between my shot log. And yeah, so for me, I'll kind of like, a lot of my stuff will be more front loaded in terms of capture, where I'll just be like capturing everything at first, and then as I start getting more familiar with the game, then I'll like start thinning things out. Or like, okay, I've got enough of this, or I've got enough of that, and then start, you know, like with Forza, like thinking through like, okay, what different elements of this game have I not hit yet? Like I haven't recorded the auction house yet, so let me get that. Even though I think I ended up cutting that line from the script eventually, making sure that like I had like a dirt race and a street race and a road race like all separately captured to see the slight differences there, and just all those kinds of things. And yeah, it's one of those things where it varies game to game. You kind of learn how different games are structured and kind of work around that. But for sure.
But don't be like beholden to your notes. There's like a lot of times when I'll go to write a review script and then like I'll get close to be like I'm done, and I'll notice like, oh, I have like 4 or 5 more notes at the bottom, but like, yeah, there are things that are issues with the game or things that are cool, but they just don't fit into the script I just wrote. So okay, you know, like you don't need to mention everything. You
Yeah.
don't need to, like, you know, be
Yeah,
an
I definitely
expert
cut out
in
some
every
things
part of
about
it.
like
Like,
limit
Oh,
use
God.
and stuff. Yeah.
you just need to have an opinion. You know,
Jones,
you
I
just-
wasn't
you just need to be honest in
uh,
how it affected you, and then like that's what's fun to read. Is like, whoa, this I'm going on a journey with this person and their exposure to the game.
I wasn't even thinking about it, but Jones, you touched on maybe the most crucial thing is a good review is not about what you include in the script, it's about what you don't include, and it's just something you get better at with time. But you don't want to be an instruction manual. You don't want to be a tutorial. You don't want to spend paragraphs upon paragraphs.
Yeah.
Explaining
mechanics and all this stuff. And
Don't summarize the story or the gameplay.
Right. You need to have enough to provide context, right? You can't just talk about it like the person already knows everything, because they don't. But yeah, that is so important. And unfortunately, the only way you get better at it is
doing it.
Practice and evaluating your own work. I think that's super important.
There are some reviews back in the day, I don't remember by who, but that I would edit that were literally the entire thing was just like explaining the story. And there's like no criticism, and then they were like 7, and I was like, what? I was like, okay, I guess.
I still run into this problem all the time, but always capture like a little more than you think you need to, because constantly I run into situations where I'm like, oh, I've definitely got more than enough footage, and then I'll be doing the review and I'm like, okay, I don't have that thing that I specifically mentioned. So erring on the side of more than less is always good, and to help with that, labeling things so you can quickly find those specific things that you call out is very helpful.
And visual variety. We're assuming it's a video review that you're doing, but visual variety is important because, if you capture all your footage that ticks every box of what you're talking about, but it's all from one area.
Right.
You're not showcasing the game.
I just got Battlefield, and there was one map that. Only popped up once, just through chance. Like, you probably played on that map hundreds of times. But every time you're capturing, you're trying to go after modes or whatever, so you're not really paying attention to what maps go through. So, mention the map, and I'm like, clip by clip, where's this map? And
labeling your clips is really good.
And failure, you think, if you're... A character's about to die. I remember this is a big one in Souls. The moment Brad would step off a ledge in Souls, the clip would end. I'd be like, Brad, I need you die. That's the best part. It was you but Brad would just know right away. No, I'm done.
Bouncing off of that, something that annoys me just because it's the way that this we have writers and capturers and then we have editors, and of course this is going to happen with that system, but maybe don't capture right when you start playing a game. It depends on what game it is, but you're going to be better at the game at the end of 10, 20, 40, 60 hours than you are at the beginning. And so sometimes it's better to get really acclimated with something, make sure you understand it, make sure you're good at it, so that way when you are getting footage, you're more likely to get really good stuff and not just you fumbling around.
But on the flip side of that, sometimes in that early stuff, like a tutorial screen or whatever, or even an early skill tree or early menu, would be enough to show what you're talking about without out giving away this whole branch of spoilers, or something.
Well, what I'm talking about is not a story-driven game necessarily.
I remember, I think it was Neo 2, or it was a game like Neo 2, Ben, I think that you were reviewing, and you mentioned one weapon or attack or something, and you were like, wait, let me get that pickup. And it was so funny because you were like, combat's really fun, there's this ability, and then this sword I really liked, and it's beginning costume, what the, all of a sudden you just come in and they're white flowing robes and some big orange, and then back to the original outfit. I was wait, well, that's one shot.
And that's another thing that kind of works in favor of capturing things earlier, because there will be some games where you just hit a point where everything's a spoiler now. I can't.
Even the HUD is a spoiler. I remember cutting Breath of the Wild. I couldn't use some of the stuff if the HUD was on because it shows the different beasts.
Right.
And I was like, literally all footage is a spoiler now, from this.
Also, it seems obvious, but it's easy to forget. Along those lines, if the game has multiple save files, use them. Because that way, when you need to go get pickups,
come back and
you need to avoid spoilers. Loading to a specific point will help.
Or what was really freaking clutch for me was when I was doing backtrack for Mass Effect 3. I had all of these save files from when I played through the game the first time, and so I just loaded, when I played through the game the first time, I wasn't planning to capture it, but then I could just go back and load all that stuff up.
If you hear a good track, just
Yeah, stop
what you're doing.
Oh yeah,
2 minutes of it.
Likewise,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to think more cinematically when you're capturing for video reviews because, like, you can't be mashing through dialogue because anything could be a sound up. You can't be like skipping animations or doing stuff that you would normally do while playing, and like you'll see footage of us like sweeping through an environment or whatever. Like you're not doing that while you're playing necessarily, but like you're just like, this is a good shot for the intro or whatever,
Yeah, that's another thing is just to keep in mind, like. Yeah, exactly that. Like, just highlight. This is a good shot.
Yeah.
Like, this is pretty.
It's really fun editing for these guys, like different, because their personalities come through in the different reviews, and like Bloodworth's it's almost a paper cut. Like it's almost paint by numbers. Like he almost has everything you need, and you just go ba 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 ba, and like. Ben's writing is so specific that you're like, okay, I gotta find this specific thing. And the clips are labeled so you can find them, the general region. And then I love cutting a Huber review because it's just kind of like chaotic, but like it's kind of more laissez-faire. And it's like, we're just working on this thing and it's whatever, I don't know. So it's really fun for each different guy.
I definitely add more work to myself with capture because if it's something I really care about, like a God of War or Last of Us, like I'll play that shit at night, headphones, not capturing, in my living room. Like I'll go through it
twice
in the zone, and then I'll go back and capture. Yeah,
sometimes that's better.
But it's way more stressful if you do it that way. But like sometimes if it is just a game I'm so big on, like I gotta just get in that zone. Yeah.
When you're writing, I think even really good writers fall into limited vocabulary or word repetition, and the more varied that you can make your vocabulary, the more interesting it is to watch. It will give the script a rhythm that makes it really easy to tune into, but you have to be careful with that too. Because I think it's easy to be like, okay, like I'm gonna have like super crazy words. Like if you try too hard, it has the exact opposite effect where it's like, what even is that word? No one actually speaks like that.
Talks like that.
Right. And so you can err on that side too far too.
And reading out loud
definitely
is a huge part of the process because there's so many freaking times where you'll just use a word back to back and not notice it.
That's true of writing dialogue too. Always read it out loud.
Yeah. Also, I think it's really important to back up what you're saying. Like if you say like something, I feel like a lot of reviews just say like they just brush over stuff really easy. Like the story is dumb, but you need to give like an example of why it's dumb or something like that. You just can't just throw statements out there. You should back it up, even with just a sentence. That'll help a lot.
Yeah.
Also, like think about the medium that you're working with, right? So if you're making a video review, you don't need to go on and on and on about the graphics if the audience is looking at the graphics the whole time, right? So let the medium do music is another good example. Let some of that do some of the work for you.
And timing, like especially like a video review is it's a video. Like you have to have you can't just have back-to-back voiceover. You need to let it breathe sometimes and have a sound up, but don't always put in a 1 minute sound up.
Dominic Toretto.
Have a little fun sometimes. Have a little fun.
Dominic
Definitely
Toretto.
have fun sometimes. Don't use the same template.
Holy shit, was that this year?
No, last year.
That was not. My favorite thing to do, sort of like what Brad was saying, is like if you can find a sound up that you put right after what someone just said in the VO that like makes a joke on what was just said or supports it but in an ironic or funny way, that stuff kills. I love it.
Yeah, that stuff. I love those edits, Isla.
Our next question comes in from Jesse Blue. Hello, allies. Greetings from the Midwest. Shout out. I hope you all are well and are looking forward to the upcoming holidays. For my question this month, I want to ask, what game coming out next February are you most hoping will get delayed to another less packed month so you'll be able to enjoy it at a more relaxed pace?
Can we have the list?
I don't have it off the top of my head.
Damiani's going to get it first right now.
I can only think of three off the top of my head.
Thank you for answering. And if,
delay everything except
have a
Elden
wonderful
Ring.
next few weeks and trying to work too hard.
Game Informer list might be easier, but yeah, Dying Light 2 is a good one there.
I was thinking of that.
But it just got delayed and they're still marketing it.
It's Strange Remastered hype. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, Horizon. I want more time to catch up on Horizon,
King of Fighters 15
week before
would
Elden
be
Ring?
nice
Come
if
on.
I just had a whole isolated month to get into that. Similarly, Total War Warhammer 3, I really wish was not coming out in February.
Wait, Guild Wars 2 is still going?
How much of a
Oh, yeah.
fucking tease is that
MMOs
dragging us
don't
offline?
stop. Are you
Japan
kidding me?
only.
Like Ion is still going.
Offensive.
It's
A slap in the
what's
face.
worse than offensive?
What the fuck is Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song?
Probably another visual thing.
They
they've
just
been doing.
puke those
Yeah.
games out, dude. What the hell?
RPG.
I have heard of this, but I don't remember what it is.
What?
Weird.
What?
Table?
They are puking these
Yeah,
things.
they're
They are
puking it.
puking them out. They just like spray and prayed that license, dude.
Hoping gets delayed. I kind of like this spread here. You start with Life is Strange, which I appreciate. You go into Little Dying Light. Sifu is
Dude,
probably
I'm gonna-
not that long.
I'm gonna devour
Probably
that
not.
too.
Sifu's probably
Yeah.
That's probably a good one to have there.
I'll
Sifu's
devour
sick.
Horizon.
Horizon, you're gonna beat by the time Destiny launches, so you're chill.
Yeah.
Then
No.
you're done.
No, you're not. Are you kidding?
You
It
guys
is
not know how
easy.
quickly it is to
Yeah.
get through like main content in Destiny
Yeah.
2? It's super fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Destiny 2, but
We're
not Horizon.
saying
Getting from
Horizon.
Horizon to
Horizon,
Destiny.
4 all-nighters,
days.
and you're done. That's it.
No way. That
Yeah.
game is gigantic.
Honestly, Horizon, like a week.
On the
Easy.
PS5
Easy.
box. 4 all-nighters and
Easy.
you're done.
Easy.
Well, Horizon, I'm with Huber. Horizon's like a week.
Yeah, that's easy.
4 all-nighters and you're
No
done.
big deal.
20
Elden Ring.
Monarch
25
being
hours
right there next to
tops.
Elden Ring is a rough one too.
Yeah.
What's Monarch?
Monarch is this cool game from Ex Shin Megami Tensei devs that's coming out, and NIS is
Oh,
publishing it.
right.
It's gonna get buried.
Yeah, it is.
For sure.
Totally
It
is.
doesn't even have a link.
Yeah. No, it's already dead.
It's already
It's
dead.
dead, Jim.
It doesn't.
I want to check it out too. I'm definitely interested
No
in that game.
Wikipedia entry.
Oh man, I'm actually super pumped for Gran Turismo 7. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's
There's
go.
no way that's not getting delayed, though, right?
I don't know. I think
Keely's gonna
probably
show
be.
a,
It's hard to say.
Keely's gonna show a demo of it at the Game Awards.
I mean, we've seen
Probably
gameplay
is.
from the beginning. so-
Keely's gonna drive
He's
out.
gonna drop the
Yeah.
demo.
He's gonna be
Yeah.
loaded
Oh,
onto the
demo,
stage
demo.
in a Ferrari or something.
Actually, yeah, I could see GT7 getting a demo.
Hell yeah, Keely, dude.
Oh, that'd be
Let's go.
sick.
Keely's dropping it.
They've done a lot of demos in the past.
I would just move Horizon.
Joseph
somewhere.
Ferris
You
in
just get one,
engine.
one
Earlier or
competition track
Total War is the
to
biggest one
play
for
over
me.
and over again. Yeah.
Horizon, I think, is in a perfect spot, though. Honestly, like, Sifu is one of my most anticipated, but it's still like a smaller side game. Horizon is a huge juggernaut. It's before The Witcher, which is also an expansion. I mean, that gives you
The Witcher.
The
What?
Witcher.
The
or
Witch Queen.
the
is
Witch
what
Queen.
Oh,
That gives you like a full week before Elden Ring
I
to
really
have
don't
Horizon.
think. I don't think Horizon's gonna get.
I think
the
it's a
whole
really good
attitude right now
balance.
is they're like starting to release.
Oh, they're not- it's not gonna get
videos and
delayed.
stuff. Yeah.
I think it's really good balance. I
It's like,
honestly
I
think
want
it's
to get
great.
delayed.
open world games a week apart from each other is pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
It's a little brutal,
They
but
should move it up
uh,
a week, if anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll see.
it's a little brutal, but it is what it is.
Who
is
cares?
what it
It's
is.
all dying at the altar of Elden Ring anyway.
Yeah, that's true. February's Elden Ring month, and
Yeah.
that's just how it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, especially with Dying Light 2.
That game.
I hope they had a hard
Game
mode.
that
in,
game will not
Elden Ring,
exist
Brad.
after Elden Ring.
I hope they
Well,
had a
I'm gonna
hard
be
mode.
done with it before.
No,
Elden Ring
Dying Light
comes
2
Elden
is a lot of potential.
out. I can't wait for Dying Light 2.
I'm excited for Dying Light 2.
Yeah,
I think it's coming out early that month. So that
yeah,
helps
it's coming
a
out
lot.
exactly.
Alfred Hitchcock
Exactly.
Vertigo?
I just worried more
Yeah.
about Horizon and Elden Ring in a week apart.
Yeah,
But I feel like those are two different camps.
I don't mean this as an insult to Horizon, but like thinking about Elden Ring, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna like exhaustively comb over everything and like struggle on bosses and stuff. Horizon is gonna be easy breezy.
Yeah,
Boom.
I mean, it's getting
Easy breezy.
It's getting the second place. It's getting the
Checklist.
second round, just like it did Breath of the Wild. Like I played Breath of the Wild before that, and I'm gonna play Elden Ring before that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I hope it's not like when I played it the first time. I was like, shit, I can't climb on anything in this game.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dead Space Q4.
Hell yeah.
All right, our next question comes in from Christian Crocsadific on Twitch, if anyone cares. Anyway, always a patron, never a submitter. I love you guys. You make my week sweeter. Please bring back goals. You need them. 40K for Easy Living Summer Edition, 50K for Easy Living Winter Edition. Keep up the great work. That wasn't a question. Please consider it anyway.
Cool.
I mean, that's a great idea. We'll be
back.
having our big yearly meeting at the beginning of the year, so we're gonna do lots of stuff.
If we had 40K, I will be sitting in the sweaty room with no air conditioning, being like, it's worth it.
Our big yearly meeting,
Let's
we
do
will
it
talk
here,
about
baby.
Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Our next question comes in from Ashes of Arnea. I watched a podcast-style talk between Reggie, Bonnie Ross, Peter Moore, Ed Fries, and Robbie Bach, where they talked a lot about gaming's past, present, and future, and one question that Reggie asked the group was augmented reality, virtual reality, or both? What do you think will be the big win and why? And I wanted to present the same question to the allies. What do you think is going to be the big win and why?
Depends on when. I think VR is going to be the bigger win in the gaming space, but I think AR is already like just like big companies. You know, it's like there's like big marine biologists that are using AR to like look at whales and crashed submarines and stuff. And so like that Microsoft's making stuff for them now, whereas like in the gaming space, like the game's on my table. Like I don't think that's going to crush it. Like Oculus might, you know, if they get the Oculus Quest 3 down to like $200 and it's over. Like they'll just everyone's gonna. I think that'll be the price point for people to be like, well, I gotta get that thing. Just buy it and put it on my head and VR. Let's go.
I think both will continue to be semi-niche until technology advances to the point where transhumanism is a thing where we're all like cyborgs with chips in our head and shit. Because it's just not convenient and it's too expensive. Like, people don't like. I like it, and I don't want to sit there with a 2-pound thing on my face for longer than like an hour. You know?
Right.
Yeah, me neither.
I think what's
And I
important to
love
say
VR, but gotta be
about
great.
VR though, in the spirit of this question, is I've been very impressed with the speed at which VR has developed. And so like, assuming that continues, I do think that these are solvable problems, and I think VR has a ton of potential. And there's been a lot of things that I've been super impressed in.
Whatever happened to the backpack, Ben? Whatever happened to the thing?
The VR.
We don't need it. It's right there. It's You don't need a backpack.
True.
The founders got really into Bitcoin.
And also, like, why not both? Because one of the things that I love that I just did to test the save files, Brad, before I give you RE4 VR, I was like, let me just make sure I know these save files. So I like, you know, booted up the Oculus Quest 2 in the next room, and 2 chairs were in the room, but I could see them, like with the headset on. So I like moved the chairs out of the way, made sure I had room. So it's like the camera, that's how the Oculus Quest 2 works, is always looking at the room, and it knows the wall is there. It's like, you just need to tell me I think that's a wall. Like, confirm it's a wall. And so like, the idea of playing something like a 12 minutes or, you know, something like narratively structured that way, but it's in your house. Like, you put the headset on and the headset's like, okay, got it. I know every article that's in this room. I'll make this game work here. And you're like, cool, you know? And so it's like that thing over there, or you can tell it like, yeah, this one object, this is this prop in the game. And it's like, got it, you know?
I think the Quest 2 like solves one of my biggest problems that I had with VR, where like, anytime I had to, like, I live in a tiny apartment, so anytime I had to set up the index, it was like, I've got to set up this thing here and this thing there, and I've got to like room scale, and I got to make sure, I got to move the couch, I got to clear everything out. Whereas like the Quest 2, it's just like, I'm just going to sit down in this chair and play. And it works fantastically. And so like, already that comparison to me, and like the quality that I was getting with the Quest 2 was super impressive. So I certainly don't think VR is worth writing off.
No.
I think it's...
No. I just don't
we
see
no
it
longer
being...
need to set up, you know, drill a bunch of sensors into the ceiling for, you know, in an airplane hangar or something. You know?
I just don't see it being the Switch. Like, I don't see it selling 10 million units.
No.
Like,
right now,
Right.
It'll be like 4K, it'll be like IMAX, it'll be like one of those, you know,
when you can wear it,
commercial.
When you can wear it and it's glasses, like it's literal glasses, like, then maybe, but... Yeah.
I do think the more synergy that can happen between technology is always beneficial. And that's something that I really liked at the beginning of PlayStation VR, where it's like, Resident Evil 7, this game that you were already going to play, you can try it out in VR if you have that opportunity. Or games implementing a VR mode, but not necessarily relying on it. Like,
separate.
As much as I have to praise Oculus, it just feels so isolated from other things that I'm spending way more time in and have like gigantic ecosystems. And so I think the more that things can come together and feel bundled together, I think it'll be easier for audiences to cross over.
I think that'll be that's a huge technological leap that needs to happen. Like the Internet of Things, like when everything just kind of interacts with each other and it's not quite so proprietary.
Yeah.
That's when like an actual metaverse thing will happen, where it's like your phone is constantly just on every Wi-Fi and like everything is everything, and like that'll be a next leap.
Tundra Boy and Mug says that hopefully the PSVR 2 has 30 less cables.
Yeah, that's a good
PSVR 2 is so awesome, but woof, it takes a long time.
And not a separate
just packing it up too. It's like just unplugging it. It's like
I mean,
it's minimum.
That's absolutely true. Like there were a lot of times where I'm like, do I want to play PSVR? No, because I don't want to like
big hassle.
Yeah.
I did not enjoy setting it up.
And like before you put it away, you're like, what else can I play?
Yeah.
It's just as long as it's out.
I definitely have that moment.
Before I push the couch back.
Thing out again.
Worth it though. Fun.
Astrobot though.
Astrobot.
Next question comes in from Detenchi. Happy Thanksgiving, allies. Imagine a video game series you love announced they were changing genres for the next numbered/main installment, i.e. the next Life is Strange is a tactics game, Sony Spider-Man 3 is a visual novel, or Persona 6 as a management game. Kind of is. Would the change in genre dissuade you from purchasing? I personally would love any and every video game series to have at least one tactics.
Oh, I'd bring it.
I love all genres.
I say play around.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, Tactics, Souls, or like
SteamWorld.
Holy shit.
SteamWorld's a perfect example.
We didn't like the SteamWorld RPG, but we all played it. We all checked it out.
Yeah, SteamWorld Quest not great, but still I bought it.
They earned the price of that game for me because the other games were so good. So I was like mad at them. I was just like, all right, not for me.
Yeah.
Life is Strange light gun shooter.
I think the times maybe where that doesn't work so well is when like you have like a champion of one genre like going into a much more saturated genre. Like I don't know, maybe it would be, I'm even doubting this, but like if Age of Empires like made a battle royale first person shooter, it'd be like, well, this is kind of like one of the few contemporary RTS games. I don't know, but maybe that wouldn't be such a bad
I can't stop
thing.
thinking about Souls Tactics.
I want a Resident Evil beat 'em up so bad.
Oh, that'd be fun.
So bad.
Are there any good
Resident Evil Muso game?
Play SMT. They're pretty good.
I think Splinter Cell's a franchise.
Resident Evil
really
Muso
shake things up,
game.
You know, I think we could do like a VR game. maybe.
We do Rapid City. This is like
Text Adventure, Splinter Cell. Battle Royale, Splinter Cell.
I mean,
would be fun.
they've already like
Splinter Cell fighting game.
they've already
Anything Splinter Cell.
they've already molested Sam Fisher enough.
We live in this reality.
Splinter Cell AR, like Splinter Cell Go, you know, like Pokemon Go, but like Splinter Cell. You gotta go get like spies and stuff
On your kitchen table.
on your kitchen table.
I love
World RPG.
I love specifically when games have DLC in a different genre. I love when games do that.
The
So like Far Cry 6
ones, those
just
are
added the roguelite mode, or like Evil Within has the Executioner first person mode. Like I love when games do that. Such a good time to experiment and just like take a risk.
I also like it when things
RE7 DLC.
when things like Gwent, you know, like they blew out the whole card game from a different game into its own thing. Like that stuff is great.
Man,
Thornbreaker was so cool, the like single player Gwent game.
Yeah,
You like
I
go on
didn't
the
get that
world
far
map.
into it, but yeah.
I never
it was
played the whole
sick.
thing.
I think a Devil May Cry RPG could be really
dude.
good.
Oh, that could
Man, you turn anything into turn-based RPG, I'm in.
Yeah,
it's true.
Resident Evil turn-based RPG, let's go.
Yes.
Dude, Halo
Actually,
turn-based RPG, sure, why the
Like
hell not?
survival horror turn-based
Parasite Eve.
RPG.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
like,
that would be really
yes, absolutely.
Melee positioning. So like one guy gets low in health, you put him in the back, you know.
Grenade
like,
launcher,
hits.
splash damage.
Yeah.
Oh,
But like Licker's like crawling the roof, so you're like, oh no, shoot him up. And like, oh my god.
That would work. That would work, Jones.
Bring back Crimson Heads.
yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe.
They're perfect. I love that it's a one and done.
I,
They're perfect. Their legacy is you cannot get better than their legacy. They're
not
so
wrong.
intimidating.
He's not
They're
wrong.
I'm
so
just saying-
legendary.
I'm not saying you have to bring back Crimson Heads specifically. I just
Yeah.
like the idea of like, do I bring these items with me or not? Like that decision, that crucial like
That decision, yeah.
risk
I do-
reward. Yeah,
fair
like, do I do it?
Definitely,
feeling?
yeah.
Yes.
I do think it has to be kind of a more, not super common thing. Like Crimson
Yeah.
Heads, like, you could plan around it, but like,
Yeah.
you definitely have to make the choice in that.
Yeah.
a Crimson Head dating game where like if you don't burn them, they get different.
We are the Crimson Heads.
Our last question comes in from Robert Lee. Hello, allies. Have you ever had to use your stealth skills in real life? What happened?
I mean, I've TP'd a house in my day.
Yeah, totally different house.
Teenagers?
Sure. TP.
I broke into the theater at my high school like 48 times.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I broke into my high school a few times.
They had a big old vent to the top.
broke
You just
into,
open up and hop in.
Swimming pool.
Walking
high
at
school.
night in a city as a woman, that's a whole new level of stealth. that
Snuck
I
out of my house on occasion,
had to
sure.
deal with.
Broke into some skate parks.
Nice. I would love to do that, like right now.
It's dangerous. I don't want to do it anymore, but
skate
yeah, it was cool back
parks.
then, for sure.
Stealth in San Andreas. Forgot about that. Breaking into people's houses. They're like snoring. They're just like going around.
Any law enforcement officers in chat. Playing back to like the outdoor games question, like various big games like that you play outdoors, like where the people are chasing you in the cars, or like
Have you ever hidden in the
capture the
tall grass?
flag, or Romans and Christians or whatever at fucking Bible camp. Like that shit was fun.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Thank you to everybody who asked a question. This is the $20 and up tier on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/EZAallies if you would like to submit a question to us. We got more questions in than the average, I feel like, the last couple of months. So thank you to everybody who participated. Had a great time with the fellow allies. We will see you in 1 hour and 17 minutes for our group stream. We're going to be playing the Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
Been hearing great
3.
things.
Let's switch right there. I'm ready.
I'll be
Hi.
playing SMT5 in the background.